Assalamualaikum, Aisha, and thank you for taking part and taking some time out to answer these questions.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you so much, Raisa, for having me here. Thank you.
Yeah, inshallah, we'll get straight into it. So the first question is, before you joined this program, before maybe even you knew about the program, where were you at in your parenting and or your homeschooling? Was there something going on that made you feel like you need some kind of, help or some kind of program or coaching to help with a certain situation? Like, if you could just tell us about, what was going on before you joined the program.
Okay, so I'm a mom to 3 children, and my children are 7, 5, and 1-year-olds. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. Just a bit intro about myself. And my educational background is in Islamic jurisprudence, and I live in Pakistan. So that was about me. And well, yeah, I was looking for a program because when the pandemic started, I had to pull my daughter out of the school and I had to start teaching her at home. And I noticed that when I would sit her for her lessons, she wasn't taking interest. She was either getting bored, I couldn't figure it out. I was wondering, is it the books that she's not interested in? Have I chosen the wrong curriculum? Am I sitting her for too long lessons? And I was losing my temper as well. And was I having really too high expectations from her? And or maybe my way of instruction wasn't good enough. So I was really confused, and I was trying to figure out. And I started to wonder, how do these homeschooling families end up homeschooling for such a long time? Because I was kind of, I really liked the idea of homeschooling, and I was kind of getting obsessed with it. I wanted to make it work for me. And the other reason was I had temperament issues. I was expecting too much from my 5-year-old, my 6-year-old, and I guess, expecting too much discipline and too much, basically I was treating her like a mature adult person. So I knew I had to correct my ways, but I was looking, and that's why I was looking for, a program like this. So yeah.
Okay, great. So that's it shows that there are a few different things that you were kind of, I guess, battling with, or you'd reached the point where you recognized that you wanted some kind of guidance, which
Yeah.
I can relate to. I joined the program in cohort 1, and I definitely reached the stage where I was like, I just need a bit of, yeah, like guidance, or to hear from someone with the experience. And
Yeah.
yeah, so moving forward then, so when now you've been on the program and you've experienced everything that comes with it, what do you feel, or if anything, what started to change, or as you started progressing down, the modules and the coaching and various things, how did things begin to change? So not reaching who you are now, but just, I guess, give us an insight to the process or the journey that you've been on the program.
Yeah, so I would like to talk a bit about the program. I think that especially starting with Reboot, I think Reboot was the part that I particularly enjoyed a lot. Where in Reboot we work on our own habit training, and we're trying to incorporate focused habits in our routines. And we did that as a group, and I think that really changed my outlook on in so many ways, because I always tried to change my own ways of living, but I wasn't I would just give up in the middle. And when I attended the habit training session of Noor, some of the tips really just blew my mind away, and they just clicked. I was like, oh, this is what I'm missing, and I need to get this right. And I try, and at least I just got the confidence back again to start to change myself. And that was one thing. The other thing was I found this program very comprehensive. It's got the core subjects covered. You've got sessions on language arts, math, and also science, read alouds. So it's teaching you what to do in the early years. There are even sessions on play, habit training, gentle discipline, even minimalism. So, oh, and I forgot about planning. I was struggling with planning because, how to realistically plan, how to do the record keeping, things of that sort. So that really helped me out. And also, there are different modules on different approaches to homeschool. I know that's a big headache for so many parents because you have so much out there, people advocating for this kind of homeschool and that kind of approach. And what's interesting is because Noor has the experience of trying out most of the approaches, so she tries to bring forth the best of each homeschooling methods. And she discusses the pros and cons of some of the methods. Even the mentors in the program, they are homeschooling moms who are either following the eclectic style, or some of them, they lean towards Charlotte Mason, Waldorf, and they bring their expertise and practical tips as to how to go about it. So this kind of left me, it's like you have a lot of options. You can pick and improvise whatever you find suitable for your family. And I personally, I really like the genuineness that each mentor they bring into the program. Another thing that I really liked about the program were the coaching calls. I think these were the main, really, I loved them. I simply loved them. The coaching calls, they are dedicated for discussions on subtle issues that are, relating to homeschooling or parenting in general. So we bring in our questions and our concerns. So we get to connect with the coach and other sisters in real time, and those were really engaging sessions. So everybody's here to learn and to give back. And it was really nice to learn about other sisters' concerns and just listening to sisters being vulnerable and sharing their perspectives and their struggles. I realized, we're not alone in our struggles. We share the same kind of concerns. We have the same sentiments. And so there's a lot of good parenting advice in the program. And the advice being presented it's backed by latest research in child development. So when I was learning about, children's needs in the early years, and, how a child's brain processes everything, all of that, I really found the research, it was amazing. I mean, the findings they really encouraged me as a parent, to give my children that nurturing care that they need. The other thing that really I liked about the course was it tries to cover, address mental roadblocks that we might carry in our, subconsciously in our minds. And we have some of the sessions in the course that relating to self-development that really address those roadblocks. That might be a problem for us in our parenting and homeschooling. And I guess that's it.
Yeah, no, I can really, again, like, I say this to everyone that I can relate to what they're saying, but it's so true.
Yeah.
It's, like you said, it's so comprehensive, and it kind of just covers almost like every issue or every, hurdle that we might to kind of reach as moms. There's someone or something there in the program to address it. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. And Noor is, mashallah, she's so accommodating of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, the way she carries herself, she's such a natural, and I felt like she's so approachable. She makes everyone so comfortable in her presence.
Yeah.
And she will, what I've noticed is she tries her best to respond to your concerns and answer your questions, whether you send them in privately or in the live coaching calls. And I personally admire her efforts, just listening to her talking during the live calls is so enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it's a very good learning experience. She's such a good coach overall. I definitely, I feel like I've learned so much from her.
Yeah.
And mashallah, she's so dedicated and passionate. She's always tweaking things here and there just to, improve the quality of the program. So may Allah bless her.
I
In
mean, I definitely agree with that, mashallah. Okay, so we're just moving on to the final question. So
yeah,
you described where you were before and some of the issues that you had experienced. So now fast forward to you've experienced some time on the program and you've gone through all of this journey. What would you say has changed for you, or how have you grown as a person? Comparing who you were then to how you're doing things now. What are the main sort of changes that you've noticed?
yeah. So what Noor suggests in the program, she tells us to follow our instincts and follow our sometimes follow our child's lead in when we are homeschooling or parenting. And she tells us to observe and to reflect upon our own personalities and also our children's. For me, I was always an observer. I was observing myself, but I never knew how to make sense of that or how to use my observation. But now I know that reflecting on my observations, it's very crucial for it improved my kind of my temperament and the way I deal with my children. It's also I'm not very worried about finishing this uh, curriculum or this book that I've chosen for my kids. So I'm not obsessing over that. I'm more focused now on what my children are inclining towards, or I so I try to identify my weaknesses and my strengths, and I'm also trying to address the mental roadblocks, they are being a hindrance for me and in my parenting. I was struggling with where to draw the line between establishing yourself as an authority and showing up as your child's leader, as a mentor, and also giving them the freedom and the space that they need. So right now, I think I have that all of that cleared. I think I have defined boundaries for my kids and myself, and it's liberating to have the knowledge and the tools to kind of handle subtle situations and difficult situations that arise with your kids. And it has kind of given me the confidence and the clarity in the way I want to uh, get on with my children's education, or how I want to parent them, or how do I want to lay the foundation for them, so that to nurture them in their early years, and to preserve their love of learning. So basically, just trying to appreciate and enjoy my children's childhood, and try to be more empathetic towards them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it.
Well, I think those changes are huge. Like, mashallah, I think
Yeah.
say that you've sorted some of these issues out and you're able to like let go of some of those worries and everything. It's just alhamdulillah, it's so nice to hear another mom say that as well, or hear another mom who gets how transformative the program is. Like sometimes I'm trying to tell people in my family or people outside of the program, and they're like, yeah, it sounds nice, but it's different when there's someone who's actually experienced some of that themselves, and they really
Yeah.
get how this is life changing, alhamdulillah. uh,
Alhamdulillah.
so yeah, no, thank you for all of that. I think it's really beneficial and nice to hear from someone who's gone on that journey, and inshallah it will be helpful to lots of other sisters and moms to hear your experience. uh,
Inshallah. Thank you. Thank you, Raisa, for having me here. Thank you.
okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.